Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here. Now, in just a few moments, I'm going to perform the national anthem of the United States of America. We have a detail representing your Bridgewater Police Department here. I'm so glad that they're on deck with us. We have a lot of other guests that we're very happy to be here. Like I said, I'm going to tell you a little story. It was done by the great Johnny Cash, and then I'm going to sing our national anthem, and then we're going to do our Pledge of Allegiance. You know, I walked across a county courthouse square. On a park bench, I saw an old man, and he was sitting there. I said, "Your courthouse kind of run down." He said, "Nah, it'll do for our little town." I said, "Your flagpole, it's leaning a little bit, and that's a ragged old flag you got hanging on it." He said, "Have a seat." And I sat down. He said, "Is this the first time you've been to our little town?" I said, "I think it is." He said, "Well, we don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that ragged old flag. You see, we got a hole in that flag over there when Washington took it across the Delaware. And you know, she got powder burned the night that Francis Scott Key sat watching her writing. Oh, say, can you see? She got a big rip in New Orleans with Pakenham and Jackson tugging at her seams. And she almost fell at the Alamo, side that Texas flag. But they would have gone no. She got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville, and she got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg. And that south wind, she blew hard on our ragged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II, and she hung limp and low a time or two. She was in Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan. She went where she was sent by her Uncle Sam. She waved on our ships upon the briny foam, and now you know they've almost done quit waving back here at home. In her own good land here, she has been abused. She's been burned, dishonored, denied, and refused. The government for which she stands is sometimes scandalized throughout the land. She's been getting threadbare, and she's wearing thin. But she's in good shape for the shape she's in, because she's been through the fire before. And I believe that she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, lower her down slow every night. We don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up just right. You know, on second thought, I do like to brag, because I know we're all mighty proud of our ragged old flag. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please rise for the national anthem of the United States of America, our Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's red light what so proudly we hailed? Twilight last gleaming pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It's a great honor, first of all, to thank the representatives from your Bridgewater Police Department to be here. And I believe at this time we're going to welcome up the Veterans Service Agent, yes, to say a few words about Veterans Day, Trooper Walsh.
Good afternoon. It's just noontime. I thank everyone for being here this morning. It's the first time that we have had an indoor celebration for Veterans Day. And so we don't forget, Veterans Day was originally Armistice Day, which would commemorate this year the 103rd anniversary of the ending of the conflict in 1919. Many of us remember World War I veterans when we were younger, and we are pleased today to have a World War II veteran among our guests. If you just raise your hand, Ed. World War II veterans are known as the greatest generation, and they certainly are. What is a veteran? A veteran is an active duty service, National Guard, reserves, or anyone who put on a United States military uniform and served his country. The population of the veterans in our country is less than 2 million out of all the people that the United States has. So we thank all of us for our service, and we thank the family members who are here representing members of their families who served in the armed forces, and we hope you have a good year. Thank you.
Thank you, Roddy. Thank you for working alongside throughout the struggles during COVID, and it's not over yet, everybody. We're still getting through it. As you can notice, we have a smaller group today. There are still some folks out there who are struggling, and if you know of anybody, we would like to support them. So thank you, Roddy. Thank you all to all of the men and women here today who served your country. We really are very grateful. Next up, we have Mr. Fred Chase. He is your Bridgewater, Town of Bridgewater, Town Council President, and we welcome him.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's so heartwarming to see everyone here today. So many of you may have been here last year when we were all outdoors, obviously because of COVID, but on kind of a chilly day. But I think had we known today's weather would be as promising as it is, we maybe would be outside again today. But that's okay. The important thing is we're all here, and I'm very happy to be here before you again today. So I do want to thank Emily for inviting me here. Once again, I must have behaved last year because I've been invited back. I don't know. But nonetheless, all of her staff here at the Senior Center, and certainly the Council of Aging, and I appreciate all of that. And I appreciate all of you who may be among us here today who are either veterans yourselves, or you represent a family that includes veterans. I suspect that's true of many of you. Can you show me hands if you are a veteran, or if you have an immediate family member who's a veteran? Absolutely, not surprising. There's a great show of hands here. I'm not surprised at all. And I'm not surprised you're here again if you were here last year, because we had such a stunning performance that we were able to witness from Trooper Dan and Mary. It was absolutely astounding to me. I had seen it for the first time here last year, and I was absolutely convinced I would not miss it again this year, and here I am again. So I don't want to really belabor the point, but just a quick point about our veterans. Veterans Day obviously takes place on Friday this week, and you may know that there is a parade scheduled, a Tri-Town parade. Bridgewater will combine with East Bridgewater and West Bridgewater this year. It's being hosted this year in West Bridgewater. and that steps off at 10 o'clock in West Bridgewater. I'd like to think that if you feel up to it, you would attend that. I plan to attend it. I happen to be a parade lover myself, and you know, my wife kids me about that, but it's the 10-year-old in me, I guess. I don't know, but nonetheless, I do. I like particularly a parade with military units, with marching bands, you know, with all the pageantry and heritage and whatnot, the regalia. It's tremendous, and I think that, you know, somehow if you witness a military parade, such as a Veterans Day parade, and somehow your blood is not coursing a lot faster, do speak to your doctor about it, because you know, it's really one of the most inspiring events, and we're having a very good taste of that today by that Trooper Dan will treat us to. So without further ado, I just want to again thank you all. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. Thank you for inviting me back. And we're going to have a great day today. God bless everyone. One final note. You know what tomorrow is, right? Tomorrow's election day. If you haven't voted, I hope you will. And I say that because I think it's one of the most important ways that we can honor the commitment and the oath that our veterans take. It really is, by exercising our rights. I think that's most important to do. I hope you can plan to do that if you haven't already. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fred, very much for those words, and yes, voting is very important. Our next speaker is Mr. Michael Dutton. He is the Town of Bridgewater Town Manager.
Thank you, Emily, and thank you everyone for being here. Today is a great day, not necessarily only because it's 75 degrees and sunny, but because we're all together in a place that I think everybody in this room really loves. So welcome back, and let's have a lot more of these. So Veterans Day, we do a lot of, as Councilor Chase just said, we do a lot of pageantry, we do a lot of ceremonial things on Veterans Day. You come and you listen to people like me blabber on about, you know, almost nothing. But it's a day where there's a lot of ceremony, pageantry, routine. And I often wonder why we do these things. And I think the reason we do these things is that so we don't forget. So we're getting to a point in this country where we've got professional armed services, armed forces, which doesn't necessarily mean that they're not volunteering to do a very difficult job. It means that we've professionalized the military far more than it was 200 years ago, a ragtag collection of folks. So gatherings like this help us remember what's important about serving in the military. It's a sacrifice, it's a love of country, a love of family, but ultimately it's for us to remember those that have come before us in service to this country. So with that said, certainly thank you to Emily for hosting. Thank you, Nick, Regina, for cooking up a delicious meal, what I'm sure will be a delicious meal, because it always is. And thank you for being here, because it makes a big difference in Bridgewater that you are here. We're going to beat the pandemic. We are going to be in person. We are going to party in person, and we're going to enjoy each other's company. So thank you very much for coming out today on a beautiful day. And with that, I will give it back to Emily.
We have a special guest here, a very wonderful supporter of the Bridgewater Senior Center. This is Senator Walter Timilty. Thank you for joining us again, sir.
Thank you very much, Emily. Thank you very much, Mike Dutton. Thank you very much. I see our acting chief, Captain McDermott. Thank you, and Sergeant Dan Clark, Massachusetts State Police, and of course, a proud wearer of the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. And each and every veteran here in this room, thank you for what you have done. You've taken an oath, you've put your lives on the line in many cases, you've manned a watch, gone on patrol, manned a mission, fulfilled a mission. And to each and every one of you, you have protected us. You've protected our way of life, you've protected our liberty, you've protected our freedoms. We've all had a wonderful life because of our veterans. The United States military is the finest military that the world has ever seen. You talk about World War II, World War I, whether it be General Pershing's American Expeditionary Force in Europe, our troopers in the 82nd Airborne and 101st Airborne who parachuted into occupied France in the wee hours of D-Day, June 6, 1941, the 1st Marine Division at the Chosin Reservoir, the frozen Chosin that was surrounded by 300,000 Chinese, our Coast Guardsmen and Coast Guardswomen who patrolled the riverine forces of the Mekong Delta in Vietnam, the United States Army Air Corps that flew the B-17s pummeling Hitler's Nazi Germany, the Marines who retook the islands from fascist Japan in World War II, and of course, now we have our Space Force, we have our reservists, we have our National Guardsmen and National Guardswomen. In each and every case, and of course the sailors of the finest Navy the world's ever seen, our military has answered the call and protected our way of life and our freedoms. And I would say, and this is true, I'm confident in what I'm about to say, the world has lived under the blanket of protection of the United States military. So to each and every veteran here in this room, I thank you for what you've done, what you signed up to do. You signed up to put your lives on the line. Many of you had loved ones who have done the same. And for that I say thank you. Myself, my grandfather served under General Patton's Third Army in Europe, liberating the continent of Europe from Nazi Germany. I'm very proud of his service, and I'm very, very proud of each and every one of you. So thank you all very much. God bless our veterans. God bless this wonderful town. Emily, thank you for having us today, and it's a privilege to be here. Thank you so much.
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have some special guests here right from the Mitchell School, the very first grade ever, right? Right? You guys excited? Listen, my name is Dan. Some people call me Sergeant. I serve in the United States Marine Corps, and I go around to schools all over, and I talk about the military and do things, and I'm going to do a lot of singing. But the one thing I've got to tell you is that every veteran in here, and those of you who are veterans, raise your hands up nice and high. See, all these people with their hands up, these are veterans. They served in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Now, each one of them had to go to a special school, kind of like what you're going in, but we call it boot camp. And boot camp is a special place, you know. And we have these teachers, and those teachers are called drill instructors. And well, I bet they're not as nice as Miss Littlefield, because they're teaching us everything we do in the military is on command, okay? So I'm going to teach you some things, so we're going to have a little bit of fun here. So many times I'm going to have you stand up, okay? So I'm going to say ready, feet. And what I want you to do is stand up as fast as you can. Don't hit each other, don't bump each other, but it's going to be ready, feet. But the command, I'm going to go ready, feet, and you're going to stand up really fast, okay? Can you try that? Ready? No, get back. You guys ready? Ready? Feet. Outstanding. Now, when I want you to go back down, I'm going to say ready, seats, okay? It's not going to sound like that. Don't do anything. It's going to be ready, seats. Okay, well, get back. Okay. So you guys ready? Ready, seats. Ready, feet. Okay, now I'll bet you learned this first song in school. If you didn't, I want you to march along, clap along. Everyone here knows these songs. They know them, they love them. They're gonna sing along, clap along. If you want to, clap or whatever you want to do. If you want to march, do it. Here we go. Guys ready? Here we go. Come on, help them out. Here we go. To them with white and blue, where there's never a boast or brag, and should old acquaintance be forgotten, keep your eye on that grand old flag. Come on, this land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking down that highway, I looked above me, down in the skyway, I looked below me, down in the valley. This land was made for you and me. The stars at night were big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. The of July. I've got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart. She's my Yankee Doodle joy. Oh, Yankee Doodle came to town riding on a pony. I have a Yankee Doodle boy. Over there, send the word over there. And that the Yanks are coming, the Yanks are coming. The drum, tom, and Harry clear. So prepare, say a prayer. Send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over. And we won't come back till we're over there. Come on now, sing with it. When the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. How you doing, honey? Lord, I wanna be in that number. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, yeah. Oh, when the sun begins shine, yes, sir. Oh, when the sun begins to shine. Lord, I wanna be in that number. Oh, when the sun begins to shine. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Lord, I wanna be in that number. Oh, when the Saints go marching. The rule is you always let the soprano take the high note at the end. You guys ready? Ready? Seats. Outstanding. You guys are outstanding. Now I'm going to ask you a question. A lot of times, like, I see the captain here and I see many officers here, and you may see a lot of military people. They will salute. You will see them salute. Now, why? Why? There's one word I'm looking for. Why do people salute? Do you know the answer? It's okay. There's no wrong. Yes, sir. Stand up nice and tall.
Because you salute because,
What's your name? Hi, Nicholas. I'm Dan. Nice to meet you. Why do you salute?
well, to show your respect.
Say that. Wait, I got to come over here. He said it. Nicholas said it. One more time. Say it nice and loud.
To show respect.
That's it. That's it, Nicholas. Thank you. To show respect. Oh, you have to come up, Nicholas. You have to come up here. This is the vet. Come on up. Come on up. So this gentleman, he's not only served in our United States Army, but he also served with me on the Massachusetts State Police. He is the Veterans Service Officer for Bridgewater, and he wants to issue you this hat for that. So this is for you out of that awesome, outstanding. Thanks, sir. So now, guys, I'm going to teach you the proper way to salute. So listen to me. Ready? Feet. Okay, now what I want you to do, I want you to all take your right hand, and I want to hold it up in the air. You guys can do this too. Hold your hand up in the air, and what I want you to do is I want you to put all your fingers together, just like this. Keep your fingers together. Make sure your thumb is along your forefinger, just like this, okay? Now what I want you to do is I want to take your hand and I want you to put it on an imaginary desk in front of you. Just put it like if you had a desk. Now if you look down at your hand, you'll notice that all your fingers are together, your thumb is along your forefinger, and your wrist is straight. So what I want you to do now is I want you to very slowly raise your hand off the imaginary desk and shade your right eye. Shade your right eye, just like this, okay? This is hand salute. Okay, now you're gonna put them away. Now, if I was your drill instructor, I would give you a command. It's either present arms, or hand salute. I'm gonna give you the command, present arms. But as a drill instructor, when I was in the Massachusetts State Police, I was a drill instructor, I would give this command. So the command is gonna be present arms, but it's not gonna sound like that. I'm gonna bark it. It's gonna go like this. Present, and you're gonna snap it up there and give me a good salute. You think you can do that? Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Present. No, get back. Present.
Now, you're going to keep it up there and present arms until your commanding officer or your sergeant in front of him gives you the command to put it away. And to put it away, it's called order arms. It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like this. Oh, attack! And then you're going to snap it back down. You guys try that? Ready, go. Oh, attack! Press and oh, attack! These guys are good, huh? How about a round of applause? Ready, seats. Very good. Now this next song came from a place right here in Massachusetts. And I always like to tell the story about it because it's about a young man. His name was Samuel Smith, you see. And Samuel Smith, way back in the day, was so upset about the British fleet bombing our nation's capital that out of spite, he stole the British national anthem. He changed the words, and for 100 years, we were singing this song as our national anthem before we adopted the Star-Spangled Banner. Now, when I was about their age in school, we sang this almost every single day. My country, 'tis of thee.
They can't.
Join in singing
Get
with me.
sharp on the phone about this.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountain side, let freedom ring. My native country, thee, land of the noble free, thy name I love, thy rocks and rills, thy woods and templed hills, my heart with rapture thrills, like that above. That came from a little place called North Andover, Massachusetts. Now, I have opened the Boston Marathon over 30 times, and the very first song I sing up in Hopkinton is a song that was written by a young lady. And she was one of the first English professors at the great Wellesley College. She traveled this great nation. She made it all the way out to Colorado, the Rocky Mountains, Pikes Peak. And in 1893, she climbed these mountains while she was seated on the back of a mule. She got on top of the mountains, ma'am. She looks back over this nation. She is so moved by everything that she sees, she writes a poem. That poem is put to music. It is so beloved, many people think that this song should be our national anthem. If you go right down the road to Cape Cod, Falmouth, Massachusetts, in front of their public library, there's a statue of this young lady in her honor. Her name, Catherine Lee Bates, from Falmouth, Massachusetts, wrote the one and only America the Beautiful. Sing it with me. Here we go.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for ample waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty, above the fruited plains. America, America, Lord, share His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
All beautiful for heroes proved in said, I served the United States Marine Corps. There's a lot of different branches of service, so we're going to get out into that a little bit. To become a United States Marine, they sent me down to a place called Parris Island, South Carolina. And down in Parris Island, South Carolina, I had some drill instructors who were not so friendly. You know, they were teaching me how to be a United States Marine. But after I graduated, I became a United States Marine. They sent me to a place that I had never been to before. It was the great state of Tennessee. And you know, down in Tennessee, I found myself a mansion down there. And ma'am, that mansion had a name. It was called Graceland.
I come to find out, the young man who lived in Graceland was known as Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll.
And then I come to find out that Elvis, now you guys, you've heard it, they made a big movie about Elvis. He was in Lilo and Stitch, one of my favorite movies. So you guys know Elvis, right? You've seen him, you don't know Elvis? You know Elvis. They don't know Elvis. We're going to have to teach them Elvis. Anyway, Elvis was a superstar singer, and the Army drafted him into service. Now, you might think that they would take the king of rock and roll. He's known as the king of rock and roll. That they would make him, I don't know, make him sing in a USO show, or he'd be a captain or a major. Oh no, Private Elvis Presley. And then they put him in the artillery division, you know? And you know, I ran into a buddy because Elvis was adamant about not singing. He wanted to be in the Army just like everybody else. So when they would ask him to sing a concert, he would look at him and he'd go,
Hold on, sir. I just want to serve my country, just like any other GI.
and he wouldn't sing. But I met a gentleman who was actually served with Elvis, and he told me a story. He says, Dan, that's my first name, Dan, says, Dan, guess what? Elvis sang us a song one time. Guess what song? I said, I don't know. Blue suede shoes, oh sugar, hound dog. No. You know what Elvis sings for them? Look at that doggy in the window. I said, no way. He says, wait. I said, do you have a recording of that? He says, no. Elvis just did it, so I can only use my imagination. You know, how much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy is for sale. I don't know, something like that. But, you know, Elvis Presley, he got out of the Army and he started making movies again. Now, he made all these movies. There's one movie called G.I. Blues where he did about his time in the service. Now, do I have anyone here that likes to do a little bit of dancing or moving around? Who likes to dance and move around? Anybody like to dance and move around? You do? Stand up nice and tall. What is your name, young man? Hi, Blake. I'm Dan. Very nice to meet you. So, Blake, I'm going to turn you in to the next Elvis Presley, okay? The king of rock and roll. So, if you could hold Blake's colors for him. Come on up with me, Blake. Everybody say hello to Blake. Hi, Blake. Okay, so Elvis was very famous of making some funny moves. And so we're going to recreate G.I. Blues. And what I want you to do, Blake, is I want you to mimic the moves I'm going to do. They're going to kind of be something like this. Here, move up to here. Look down at my feet. Can you do this? Can you do this? Okay, so we're going to, Blake, you and I are going to be Elvis Presley. You ready? Say thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, here we go. You ready, Blake? Give us a little bit, we'll have a beautiful ride. Go ahead, baby. Give us a room with you, we'll have a beautiful ride. I give you a mighty old creek in Texas, any old time. I got the 1, 2, 3, 4 occupation G.I. Blues. Oh yeah, from my chunky high head to the heels of my G.I. shoes. And if I don't go stateside soon, I'm gonna blow a blues. We get a house of pepper, black pumpernickel for chow. We get a house of pepper and black pumpernickel for chow. Oh, I'll blow my head, smoke, pay for a slice of a Texas cow. Come march with me, here we go, Blake, ready? like to be heroes, but all that we do here is march. Huh? 1, 2, 3. We like to be heroes, but all that we do here is march. And you don't get a Purple Heart from a fallen arch. Ready? Here we go. I got those up to big for occupation jihad blues. From my jihad head to the heels of my jihad shoes. But if I don't go stateside soon, I'm gonna blow a fuse. Rolling eyes and pretty as flowers, well, we can't make them pass. Oh no, honey. Rolling eyes are pretty as flowers, well, we can't make them pass. Cause the whole inside say keep music off the grass. Here we go, Blake. Let's finish it up. I got this up to the big for occupation jihad blues. From my jihad hair to the heels of my jihad shoes. And if I don't go stateside soon, I'm gonna blow views. Occupation jihad blues. Ready? Watch this. Occupation jihad. Oh, occupation jihad blues. At ease. Ladies and gentlemen, one and only Elvis Presley. Wow, look at you. This is from the 3rd Infantry Division, from your veteran service officer, Elvis. Thank you, sir. All right, that's yours. Okay, we're gonna do something special now. If you wanna be part of the demonstration, that means you're gonna come up here with me and we're gonna do something up front, okay? If you would like to, when I ask a question, just raise your hand, and if you wanna be part of it, just raise your hand, and if I call on you, stand up, tell me your name, and then we'll come on up. So there are seven different, let's call them branches of service. There's a lot of folks who serve in different branches. Now, I told you what branch I served in, but there's a lot of different branches of military service. If you would like to represent a branch of the military, raise your hand up. Okay, sir, stand up nice and tall. Okay, what's your name? Hi, Connor. My name's Dan. Nice to meet you, Connor. And so hand your flag to your buddy. Now, Connor, which branch of service do you think you'd like to represent? You may know the Army, you may know the Navy, you may know the Air Force, you may know the Marine Corps. Well, you want to be Navy? Connor wants to be Navy. All right, Connor, you're going to come up with me right here. We have a lot of Navy veterans. We have a lot of Navy veterans. Now, if you look down, you see what's called yellow footprints. Connor, when I was a teenager, this is how they taught United States Marines to stand at the position of attention. To this day, if you can look down and still see the yellow footprints, you're going to have your heels together, feet at a 45-degree angle. You're going to put your hands to your side like this, thumbs on the seam of the trousers, Connor, head and eyes straight to the front. Connor is now in the position of attention, and he is representing our United States Navy. Now, Connor, when you're at attention, you can't laugh, you can't smile, you can't scratch. You good? Okay, so Connor, every time I come up to you, sir, very proudly, you're gonna say Navy. Can you do that for me? Connor, who do you represent?
Navy.
Outstanding. Okay, we have more. Does anybody want to come up with me? I saw this gentleman right here in the red. Right here. Stand up nice and tall. What's your name? What is it? Grayson, do you know what branch of service? Connor, who do you represent? Navy, outstanding. Grayson, you want to be Army, Grayson? Okay, give him some marching. Here we go. We're going up. Now you're going to see the yellow footprints right there? It says Army right there. You're going to put your heels together, feet at 45-degree angle, thumb along the seam of the trousers, just like that. Head and eyes straight to the front. Grayson, now you now represent my United States Army. Very proud men and women, okay? So every time I come up to you, Grayson, real loud, you're going to say Army. Can you do that for me? Connor, who do you represent?
Navy.
Grayson, who do you represent?
Army.
Outstanding. Now they're the position of attention right here. Right here in the Red Sox. Now I have Connor, who represents who?
Navy.
Grayson, who do you represent?
Army.
Outstanding. Stand up, sir. What is your name?
Miles.
Hello, Miles. Very nice to meet you. My name is Dan. Who do you think you'd like to represent? Do you know any other branch of service? How about, do you want the Air Force? Oh, really? Miles wants to be my United States Marine. That's well, Miles. Very good. Now this is it right here. So Miles, what I want you to do, I want you to get on the yellow footprints like that, put your heels together, feet at 45-degree angle. You're gonna put your hands down to your side, just like this, okay? Little curl in your hands, thumb along the seam of the trousers, head and eyes straight to the front, Miles. Miles, you represent Connor. Who do you represent?
Navy.
Grayson.
Army.
Outstanding. Miles, you're going to represent my United States Marine Corps, right? Now, Miles, we have this saying. It's a very motivational, motivational sound we do. It goes like this. Arrgh! So when you say Marines, Miles, I need you to go, Marines. Arrgh! Can you do that for me, sir? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Pretend your mom just put a big pile of spinach in front of you. Urrah! Okay, so you're gonna say Marines, urrah.
Marine.
Very good. That's outstanding. Outstanding. So Miles, you represent my Marine Corps. Connor, who do you represent?
Navy.
Grayson.
Army.
Okay. Who do we have? Yes, sir. Stand up nice and tall. What's your name?
Logan.
Logan. Very nice to meet you, Logan. Now we have Miles right here. Miles, who do you represent? Urrah. Okay. Connor. Navy. Grayson.
Army.
Okay. Logan, who do you want to represent?
Air Force.
The Air Force. Outstanding. Give me a slap. Very good. Okay, come on up. You're gonna come right here. This is the Air Force right here. You're gonna get right on the yellow footprints, Logan, okay? Heels together, feet at 45-degree angle, thumb along the seam of the trousers, head and eyes straight to the front. I'm so happy you chose the United States Air Force. Very proud of you. Every time I come up to you, you're real loud gonna say Air Force. Can you do that for me?
Air Force.
Outstanding, outstanding, Logan. Connor.
Navy.
Grayson.
Army.
Miles.
Marines.
I love it. It's great. You're outstanding. Very good. Logan.
Air Force.
Very good. Very good. We have a couple left. Does anybody? Yes, sir. Stand up nice and tall. What is your name? Henry. So tell me, Logan, who do you represent? Air Force. Miles. Marines. Very good. Connor.
Navy.
Grayson.
Army.
Very good. And we have Henry.
Yes, and Henry's mom and dad are both active in the Coast Guard.
Really? Oh my gosh. So it is so nice to meet you. Here, I'm going to give your flag to your teacher and you're going to come down, okay? And this is the Coast Guard down here. You're going to see the yellow footprints right there. Now Henry, put your heels together, feet at 45-degree angle. You're going to put your hands right down by your sides. You little curl in your hands, thumb along the seam of the trousers. Now Henry, you represent your mom and dad's Coast Guard, okay? So every time I come up to you, I want you to shout. You can say it as loud as you want. Coast Guard. Can you do that for me, Henry? Henry, who do you represent?
Coast Guard.
Outstanding. Slap me. Grayson.
Army.
Connor.
Navy.
Logan.
Air Force.
Here he is, Miles.
Marines.
Very good. Very good. Yes, ma'am. Stand up nice and tall. I have Wonder Woman here, I think. Who do you? The next couple might be real tough, but you know what? I'm going to issue this because this is perfect for Wonder Woman. What's your name?
Hayden.
Hayden. Very nice to meet you. Hayden, there's a brand new branch of service called the Space Force. How would you like to represent the Space Force? Can you do that for me, Hayden? Okay. So what I want you to do, Hayden, come on up. You're going to put you're going to get right on those yellow footprints, just like that. Heels together, feet at 45-degree angle, thumb along the seam of the trousers. Hayden, you are representing the United States Space Force. Every time I come up to you, very proudly, I want you to say Space Force. Can you do that for me, Hayden? One more time.
Space Force.
Very good. Miles.
Marines.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Here, could you hold that for, okay, thank you so much. What's your name one more time? Hayden, yes. And now we have Logan.
Air Force.
Air Force, nice and loud.
Air Force.
Outstanding. Connor.
Navy.
Grayson.
Army.
Henry.
Coast Guard.
Very good, very good. Now we have one more. Yes, ma'am. Stand up nice and tall. There's one more that you're probably not going to get, and I'm gonna issue it to you. It's called the Merchant Marines. Ever since the beginning of this nation in 1775, before the birth of this nation, the Merchant Marines have been defending us in peace and in war. Many times they were sunk by submarines. They're called the Merchant Marines. What's your name, young lady? Elizabeth. So nice to meet you, Elizabeth. My name is Dan. So Elizabeth, you're going to come on up and you're going to be a Merchant Marines, okay? Hayden, who do you represent? Who do you represent? Space Force. Very good. And Elizabeth, you are Merchant Marines. Put your heels together, feet at 45-degree angle, thumb along the seat of the trousers, head and eyes straight to the front. You're now in the position of attention. You represent my Merchant Marines, okay, Elizabeth? Every time I come up to you, very proudly, you're going to say Merchant Marines. Elizabeth, who do you represent?
Merchant Marine.
Very good. Henry.
Coast Guard.
Grayson.
Army.
Connor.
Navy.
Logan.
Air Force.
Hayden.
Space Force.
Miles.
Marines.
Very good. Okay. Okay, guys. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sing the anthems for each one of these armed services, okay? Does anyone want to stand with Elizabeth for the Merchant Marines? I'm looking for an adult. I'm looking for an adult who wants to stand with the Merchant Marines. Yes, ma'am, come on up. So what's gonna happen, guys, is I'm gonna sing each of the branches of service. When I come up in front of you, I really loud on when you say Merchant Marines and give me a good salute. Can you try that? Try that for me, Elizabeth.
Merchant Marine.
And give me a good salute. How you doing, ma'am? Very good, ma'am. If you stand right behind Elizabeth, so this young lady, what's your name, ma'am? So Francis is going to be representing the Merchant Marines with you. Then we come over to Henry. Both his parents represent our very proud United States.
Coast Guard.
Very good. Does anyone want to stand with Henry for the Coast Guard? Do I have anybody for... Come on up, sir. Outstanding. Did you serve in the Coast Guard, sir? That's well. You have an actual Henry. You have an actual Coast Guardsman here with you. And just like your mom and dad, he's going to stand right behind you. So when I come up to you, Henry, and I'm saying get ready, you're going to say Coast Guard and give me a good salute. And I'm going to sing your song, okay? It's called Semper Paratus. And then, Grayson, I'm going to stand right in front of you. Who do you represent?
Army.
Army. When I stand in front of you, you're going to say Army. You're going to give me a great salute, and I'm going to sing your song. Does anyone want to stand with Grayson, representing our United States Army? Here we go. Outstanding. This gentleman is a veteran of the United States Army, and he's going to be standing with you. And now we're going to move on to Connor. Who do you represent, Connor?
Navy.
You know it, brother. Now, when I come up to you, you're going to say Navy. You're going to give it a good salute. I'm going to sing the Navy song. Who wants to stand with Connor representing the United States Navy? You want to come on up? Come on. Oh, wait. Okay, come on up. See, we have tons of Navy folks. You get two people, Connors, in this crew. They're marching up here. They're going to take a position behind you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So, Connor, every time I come up in front of you, you're going to say?
Navy.
And you're going to give a good salute, right? Outstanding. So, now, I'm stepping up in front of Logan. And Logan represents our very proud
Air Force.
Air Force. Outstanding. Does anybody want to stand with Logan and represent the Air Force? Come on up, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. If you'd stand right behind this gentleman right here, take a position right behind him. He is going to say the Air Force. So, ma'am, when I say Air Force, you're going to give me a good salute too, right when Logan says Air Force, okay? And now we come to Wonder Woman. Hayden, and I know, but nobody here has served in the Air Force yet, as you were the Space Force yet, but I want somebody to represent my United States Space Force. Give me an adult. Come on, somebody. Somebody want to be in the space? Come on over. Yeah, there we go. So, Hayden, when I come up to you, you're real loud going to say?
Space Force.
Very good. You're going to give me a good salute, okay? All right, outstanding. How are you, ma'am? This is your representing the United States Space Force. And now, Miles, my brother, United States Marine Corps. Who do you represent, Miles?
Marines.
Okay, very good. Who wants to be my United States Marine? Come on, somebody get up here, represent my United States Marine Corps. Okay. Nobody? Nobody? No? Come on up. Okay, so as soon as she's come up, no, we're gonna just practice. So I'm gonna step in front of you. I'm gonna put the microphone like this, and you're real loud gonna say,
Merchant Marine.
and you're gonna give me a salute. Outstanding. Then I'm gonna step right in front of you, Henry, and real loud you're gonna go,
Coast Guard.
and you're gonna give me a salute. And then I'm gonna step right in front of you, Grayson, and you're gonna say,
Army.
outstanding and good salute. Oh, they like that. I'm gonna step right in front of you, Connor, and you're gonna say,
Navy.
and you're gonna give me a good salute. I'm gonna step right in front of you, Logan, and you're gonna say,
Air Force.
and give me a good salute. And I'm gonna step right in front of you, Hayden, and you're gonna say,
Space Force.
and you're gonna give me a good salute, okay? And then Miles, you know it, brother. I'm stepping in front of you, and you're gonna bark it out.
Marines.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for my platoon here? Okay. As a United States Marine, obviously I take the greatest pride in my service. I have the greatest respect for all of those who have served. Now you know my hymn, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of... Yes, if you served the United States Army, you may know your hymn to be Caissons Go Rolling Along, now known as Army First to Fight. If you served in the iconic United States Navy, your hymn, Anchors. If you served in the United States Air Force, you are represented by Wild Blue. Now, our newest branch of service, called the Space Force. Their hymn is called Semper Supra, always above. Finally, there's a group of men and women who are long forgotten, until an act of Congress in 1988 ordered that they will also be recognized as veterans because they were present in service to take our boys overseas, many times sunk by enemy submarines. I'm talking about Elizabeth's Merchant Marines. And then there's a group of men and women who not only guard our shores, but they're deployed to combat venues all over the world. Their hymn, Semper Paratus. I'm talking about the United States Coast Guard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would respectfully request when I sing your hymn, if you have served, if you've had a family member who has served, been married to a serviceman or servicewoman, do me a favor. Put your paw in the air so I can properly recognize you. The order of military hymns is going to be the Merchant Marines, the Coast Guard, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Space Force, and the United States Marine Corps. You guys ready? You guys ready? Let me hear it. Okay. Ready, Elizabeth? It's all up to you. Merchant Marines, where are you? Heave-ho, my lads, heave-ho. It's a long, long way to go. It's a long, long haul with the hatches full, braving the wind, braving the sea, fighting a treacherous foe. Heave-ho, my lads, heave-ho. Although the seas blow high and low, we can cross and the ocean, sail and be here. Give us those goods and we'll deliver the submarines. We're the men of the Merchant Marines. Okay, Henry. Coast Guard. Coast Guard, where are you? We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. To serve and storm and howling gale, I shall a purpose be. Semper Paratus is a tide of fame and glory to fight, to save, and fight, to die. I, Coast Guard, we are for you. Gracie, give it to me.
Army.
Army, let me see it. Army. Up to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Up on its high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Call up your cannon, town and strong. Oh, wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. Connor, give it to me.
Navy.
Navy!
we go into the wild blue yonder, flying high in the sun. Oh, down we dive, smudge our flames from under, and to load in the gun. Off we go, as soon as we meet our thunder, up in one hell of a row. We live in fame, or down in fame, and it's up to you as Air Force. All right, Aiden, say it.
Space Force.
Space Force. With the mighty watchful eye, guardians beyond the blue, the invisible front line, for fighters brave and true, boldly reaching into space. There's no limit to our sky, on guard both night and day. We're the Space Force from on high. Okay, give it to me, Miles. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, oh, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and the sea. Others to fight for right and freedom and to keep our honor clean. Oh, we are proud to claim the title of United States Marine. Hurrah! From our merchant marines to our Coast Guardsmen, our Army, our Navy, our Air Force, our Space Force, our United States Marine Corps, we wish you Godspeed and stay safe. Present! Outstanding. How about a great round of applause, Elizabeth? Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Henry, I'm so proud of you. Please send our very best to your mom and dad. Thank you, sir. You can have a seat with your class now. You can have a seat. You can have a seat, Henry. Thank you, sir. Grayson, I'm so proud of you. Outstanding job. I know how hard it is to stand up here in a position of attention. Trust me. Thank you, sir. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Connor, excellent work. Excellent. Very proud of you. Have a seat representing our United States Air Force, ma'am. It's always an honor to see you. Logan, you did a great job representing my Air Force. I'm very proud of you. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, thank you so much. Hayden, very first time representing our United States Space Force. She's dressed as Wonder Woman. Can't be better. Thank you so much for coming up. Outstanding job. Thank you so much. And Miles, I'm so proud of you representing my United States Marine Corps. Give me one more good. Okay, Miles, outstanding. Thank you so much, man. Once again, how about a great round of applause for our young men and women? Now, the last time I was here, I told you about our son, who is a proud midshipman at the United States Naval Academy. He competed for Navy for 4 years in Navy men's gymnastics, and he has now graduated the United States Naval Academy. It is now Second Lieutenant Clark of the United States Marine Corps. He is currently training down in Quantico, Virginia to be a United States Marine Corps officer. And when he completes that, they're going to send him to a little place called Pensacola. He is going to fly aircraft for the United States Marine Corps. Now, if you have ever seen the Army-Navy game, if you have ever been down to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium down in the capital city of Maryland, the great city of Annapolis, if you ever go to that game, at the end something happens in no other sport. The entire stadium takes a moment to remember why these young men and women serve in these academies in the first place. All of the football players, the staff, the coaches, they run in front of the brigade of midshipmen, and everybody in the stands stands up. And everybody within earshot of the stadium sings the Naval Academy alma mater.
On deck today, we also have an alumni of the United States Naval Academy, Lieutenant Jay Eng, who's right here with us right now. He is now on the Braintree Police Department as lieutenant, and he is going to assist me in singing Navy, Blue, and Gold.
Now colleges from sea to sea may sing of calms true, but who has better right than we to hoist a symbol hue? For sailors brave in battle fair, since fighting days of old, have proved a sailor's right to wear the navy blue and the gold. Go Navy! Beat Army! Thank you, sir.
Since September 11th, I've had many, many friends whose sons and daughters have gone off to fight. Many of them have not returned. They were killed in action. There's a young man by the name of Staff Sergeant Matthew Pacino, the toughest of the tough. We worked with his father at the Bourne Barracks. His name, Al Pacino, like the famous actor. He also served in the United States Army. His son Matthew enlisted, went off to war, and he became the toughest of the tough. You know them as Green Berets. He was killed by an improvised explosive device. This family is so incredible. They have fundraisers all year long, and they give all the money to not only the Green Beret Foundation, but they give it to all foundations, whether it's the Wounded Warriors, the Gary Sinise Foundation, and countless other that help our veterans where the government falls short. They always ask me to sing this tribute to their son. His call sign, Blackbeard. And they also told me, when you say that, Dan, you have to tell the audience why they call him Blackbeard. When you go to Special Forces school, you are obviously clean shaven. As soon as you become an operator and go into the field, you have to become part of the indigenous people. So he had to grow a big beard. The story is that he went from a clean shaven face to a full black beard in about 1 week. Like it just pushed right out. And everyone was so freaked out by this, his call sign, Blackbeard. This is out of respect for not only Matthew Pacino, Staff Sergeant, but all of our Green Berets, done by Staff Sergeant Sadler for the Vietnam War, the Ballad of the Green Beret.
Fighting soldiers from the sky, these are men who jump and die, men who mean just what they say, the brave men of the Green Beret. Ready, feet, lightning call upon their chest. These are men, America's best. 100 men will test today, but only 3 with a Green Beret. Trained to live off nature's lands, trained in combat, hand to hand, men who fight by night and day, the brave men of the Green Beret. Silver wings upon their chest, these are men America's best. 100 men will test today, but only 3 with the Green Beret. Back at home, a young wife waits. The Green Beret has met his fate. He has died for those oppressed, leaving her his last request. It's silver wings on my son's chest. Make him one of America's best. He'll be a man who will just one day have him win the Green Beret. First grade, I want you to face everybody over here. Present. Ready? Seats. Ladies and gentlemen, here's to the heroes.
Here's to the heroes, those few down, hanging for glory, living a prayer. Here's to the heroes who change our lives. Thanks to the heroes, freedom survives. Here's to the heroes who never rest. They are the chosen. We are the blessed. Here's to the heroes falling so high. Here's to the heroes who do or die. Here's to the heroes who never rest. They are chosen. We are the blessed. Here's to the heroes falling so high. Here's to the heroes who do or die. Here's to the Thank you.
We have 2 more, and first of all, first grade class, I can't tell you how good
you have been. You guys are just awesome. I have to admit right now, when I was in first grade, I couldn't stay seated for this long. I'd be fidgeting, I'd be running around. So I just want you to be, I know your teacher, Miss Littlefield, is very proud of you, and I know the Mitchell School is very, very proud of you. This next song is going to be dedicated to a gentleman, Henry Toussignan. Yes, Toussignan. 99 years young. 98, but you're about to turn 99, yes? You're coming up on 98. We won't put that other year on you yet. I understand, yes, sir. Technical sergeant in the medical corps, yes? In World War II, T5. In World War II, his brethren and sisters, many of them, he's the last of a great breed. And many times I get to go to a place called America's Most Beloved Ballpark. They call it Fenway Park. And many times I step out there at the 7th inning stretch and I sing a song that was written by the great Irving Berlin, made famous by his best friend Kate Smith, and you know it as God Bless America. If it's okay with you, sir, I'd like to dedicate God Bless America to this great hero here today. Ladies and gentlemen, if the spirit moves you, please join in singing with us. God Bless America. Ready? Feet.
While the strong clouds gather far across the seas, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fine, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer.
Everybody join us.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, why we roam. God bless America, my own sweet home. God bless America, my own sweet home.
One more time. God bless America, a land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. Oh, from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, wide with home. God bless America, my own sweet Lord. God bless America, my own sweet God bless you, sir. Let's see those flags. Let's see them. Okay. Fire me up, Mary. God, I'm so proud of you. If tomorrow all the things were gone, I would fall all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today. Well, the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I'll know I'm free. And I won't forget the many nights and I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love that. God bless you. Face and outstanding job. How about another round of applause? And here's their teacher. You're doing it. Coachy. So I know Littlefield. What's your Miss Jones and Miss Littlefield? Thank you so much. You're obviously doing an awesome job. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all our veterans. And I have to say, probably the most patriotic thing you can do besides be a veteran is to get out and do your patriotic duty and vote. Wherever you go, I don't care, Democrat, Republican, Independent, just get out and vote. Have a great Veterans Day. God bless you all. How about my wife, Mary Clark? Thank you so much. Thank you.